All right, let's get started with this life-changing information. Now, let's first begin with who are you? Wow, what a concept. You mean we're going to start off a diet, talking about losing weight with who are you? In other words, who am I? Do you understand this? That until you determine in your heart who you are, you won't behave in such a way that lines up with who you want to be. If who you are is not right, you got to know who you are. I am a child of God. I am not the big boned. I am a child of God. Let me ask you this question. Would you go into a convenience store, rob the convenience store, shoot the clerk, and leave out of there with all the money? Would you do something like that? Would you ever do anything like that? Well, of course not. Why? Because you're not that kind of person. But you see, as it relates to how you've eaten your entire life, you look in the mirror and you talk to yourself all wrong about who you are. You say, I'm big boned, I'm fat, I can't do this, I have no self-discipline. That's all wrong. We've got to stop that and stop it right now. I'm a child of the King. I am a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And I believe that I've got Holy Spirit discipline residing inside of me. I can move mountains with the faith that God has planted in my heart. You see, if I have unbelief about what I can accomplish and what I can do, well, I've already limited myself. And that is what I did most of my life. That's why I ended up over 300 pounds and on 4 prescription medications, because of how I seen myself. So repeat after me right now. I love myself. Yes, that's where it all begins. Now, if you're participating in some of our other classes at Shibboleth, well, we will explore this further. But for now, what I want you to do is write down who you are. Well, Travis, I don't feel good about who I am right now. Well, go on and tell the truth in advance and write down some really positive things about who you are. And you can start by writing down about who you want to be. That's where this has to start. And then after that, we need to begin exploring our why. Some people just call it the reason for beginning. You see, you've got to have a why that's greater than all temptation, or you won't be successful. What happens in the evening if you don't have a why and you're sitting there and you're watching what's on recently? I think I seen something about The Bachelor. You're sitting there watching The Bachelor and you get a hankering for something salty or something sweet, or maybe both. And then you go to the fridge or you go to the pantry, you open the door and you look in there, and maybe you're looking in the fridge and some leftover pizza staring at you and goes, "Eat me!" You better have a big why if you're going to overcome that temptation. You got to have a reason for doing this. The great General Hannibal once said, until you have a why, you won't be successful. And you don't have to worry about the how-tos if you have a why, because your why will take care of the how-tos. The how-tos end up taking care of themselves. You'll figure out how to do this program. It doesn't matter if my teaching stinks. Once you've got a reason and you get laser locked on that reason. For me, my whole journey started with pain. I had a lot of pain in my life. I just about waited too long to get started. Don't do that. But you know what? That pain is what got me up off my tail and got me moving forward towards success. See, the pain is a blessing. Choose this day whether this day is going to be a blessing or a curse. See, I'd been choosing my entire life that all the things that was stacked up against me was a curse, when in fact it ended up being my greatest blessing, because it got me up off my arse and got me moving towards success. So then once that pain gets you up and gets you moving, why, you've got to have a vision. People without a vision perish, don't they? See, that pain may get you up and get you moving, but it won't keep you moving. The only thing that'll keep you moving once you get away from the beginnings of the pain that was in your life is the visions of pleasure. What you want. Look, we've got to determine what's going to make you happy. Write that down. How about improving your health and your level of wellness? How is that going to impact your life? And let me ask you this final question if you're having a hard time coming up with some vision. How many of you want to look good naked? Raise your hand. Well, if you'll lie about that, you'll lie about other things too. Now see, as we begin to establish who we are, and as we begin to establish the reasons that we're doing this, we've got to be aware. We've got to be really aware. Because there's some evil lurking in the dark places. Just about the time we get started and we get going, why, here comes the devil, like a roaring lion, seeking who he may devour. Thank God that I've already overcome through the precious blood of the Lamb. What about you? Thank God I've already overcome. Thank God that the one that's behind me is the Lion of the tribe of Judah, and he hath prevailed, the root and the offspring of David. See, he will fight our battles for us if we'll just submit to him and let him. But we've got to be aware of this wicked, evil diet devil. First off, we want to get away from the diet mentality. The first three letters of the word diet spell die. Anything we start with and we can't stick with for the long haul, well, we're just wasting our time, aren't we? So we want to get away from that mentality altogether. But the devil, see, he wants to keep you in that diet mentality. You get started, you lose some weight, and then you put it all back on because it wasn't a real lifestyle change for you. Why, he's going to send trolls into your life. It may be your grandma. It may be your spouse. But he's going to put these trolls in your life to throw you off your game. He's going to entice you with pizza and cake and donuts and all sorts of goodies. He's going to do anything he can to trip you up. Yes, he'll even use you. So you got to be careful. The diet devil will use your best friends and loved ones to sabotage you from making lasting changes that will give you the incredible life that you seek. How can an inanimate object like pizza, burgers, fries, and chocolate cake control us the way it does when we are children of God? I'll tell you how he does it. The diet devil brings them to life in your imagination with smell. He makes you think if you can't have it, you're being deprived. And then those thoughts take us over. And when the thoughts take us over, it gives way to those bad habits and bad behaviors. So be aware of the diet devil and don't roll with trolls. That's all for today. I'm looking forward to teaching you this next lesson tomorrow. Let's get started. Let's get our life back.